Hello, everybody.
Welcome back.
Yeah. So, what do you want to start with?
At least 4 main quests over here.
I mean, that's generally how you progress. Yeah, you complete all the main quests. But I mean, which of them? Which of them would you like to do?
Yeah, that's the question.
I think we should do egg because
do egg.
it's so good. So cancel. It's okay. Just go through the text. He's just telling you where it's a likely spot. So we
Right.
have to go. We actually have to take. You already have the egg. We just have to take it to where it goes. So if you could open your map, it's going to be on the northern end. Look for a blue mark. That's it.
Egg.
So the closest warp is that one right there.
All right.
Onward. I love this quest so much.
Why egg?
You'll see. You'll see. So now we just gotta get to it.
Yeah. My turn now.
Which I guess we can also fight this. That works.
Yeah. There we go. Some extra.
You can definitely see how much stronger your characters you got when you take that thing on, without having to resort to that.
Oh yeah.
You touch the crystal before you move on.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Now it was north.
Yeah, I think you gotta go north.
All right. Let's go north.
We'll figure it out. There should be a spot on the map that you can uncover now, because you got,
Right.
I think, one more villager. Is that right, or not yet? Oh, right. Yeah, you got Donna.
I got Donna. Indeed. Donna now, huh?
Donna counts. Yep.
I'm still wondering how that's even possible.
Who knows?
I know.
We'll get there once we get back to side quests.
Back to side quests after these main quests.
Yeah.
Main quests are very important. We should do this first.
Yes. That X.
Yeah, we have enough people now.
It's yes.
Nice.
Right? Yes, that's right. Technically, you could not have enough people and therefore not be able to do the quest. But you did enough exploring and found, I'm just going to call her Juice Lady. I think she was the only optional villager at this point.
Yeah.
I guess you could also have not talked to the farm guy. Technically.
But we
Technically
have.
optional. Alright, here we go.
Thankfully. Why does this feel like endless dungeon?
Because everything is hexagons.
It's all hexagons.
Check that out. The view is great.
Come on.
I mean, you could do that, or you could switch to the right character.
But tornadoes are the most efficient way
yeah,
of
I
damage.
understand. They're efficient on big health bars. Not on
Yes.
that. That would die in 2 hits otherwise.
I'm on it.
Okay, maybe a little bit more. No, that's 2 hits.
Yeah. Exactly 2 hits. Ah.
You jump and then roll.
Yeah.
Jump.
No, I'm not having it.
Yeah. Don't worry. Not very many games
Okay.
let you dodge roll in midair, so I understand.
I don't know what's going on there with the menu again.
Let's go.
It's
Just
very
popping
odd.
up on its own, or are you just pushing buttons?
I don't know if it's like you got the like a barely hairline trigger. It's keeping
It's
it
on a trigger, then,
activating.
yeah.
I mean, it is on a trigger, but I'm like
Then
pretty
is it
sure
an
I'm not.
analog?
You know, it's
Is
one
it
of the
an
actual
analog?
triggers.
Say what?
Well, so it is analog.
Okay,
So
if the trigger on your controller is analog, then it probably is just registering when the axis moves at all.
I know. That's why I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm not pressing it, but somehow it's still triggering.
Yeah,
Oh well.
it's just something we have to deal with.
Yeah. Make sure my fingers don't even rest on the triggers. In that
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, I have that problem with my controller I'm using for my Switch.
Yeah.
The triggers on that one are analog, and I end up accidentally hitting left trigger a lot with just resting my hand on it. So I get it.
Yeah. Now, I don't think this has changed much, but the Pale Beyond, which we checked out last time, I think is actually still at least a 90 on Steam.
Oh, I can look that up. That's something for me to do. Is it looking good after a week? Store page.
Fry recipe. Those
Yeah, you got a
important
new
recipes
recipe.
here. But it's a recipe for an individual fry, and it costs like 5
$89.
89.
Which is still very respectable.
That's still really good, yeah.
That is still definitely like, if I was looking at a game and it interested me and then I saw 89% positive, I'd be like, yep.
All game.
That's actually an interesting conversation we can have. Do you check that number when looking for a game to buy that you don't know anything about?
It depends. In general, yes, but it's not really like the end all be all for me.
So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. For me, that's the last step.
Yeah.
That's like everything looks like it checks out. Looks like I might enjoy this game.
And then suddenly it's like a
Any
30 and it's like,
surprises?
oops.
Yeah, that's my check for like, everything looks good, but any surprises?
Yeah.
That's
Basically.
like, yeah, that's like what you don't want to do is run into a game like Re-Legend, that game that I'm always like, is this good? So I look at it and it's like, oh, that looks like everything I would enjoy in a game. And then I go check the reviews and it's like 65% positive. I'm like, okay, what's happened here? You know?
Basically that, yeah.
Has it improved actually since I brought the game up? I'll go look.
Okay. Uh,
59. No, still didn't improve.
Still not great.
The game looks good, but then I see the reviews and I'm like, what happened?
Come on.
Oh boy. We're going up and up and up.
Come on. Come on.
Oh yeah, this whole zone is just a lot of climbing.
Annoying.
I mean, I think it's fine, but yeah. It's fine. I won't say anything.
It's mostly like if I mess up though, and it's like,
Oh,
whoops.
falling's real bad. So yeah, but
I
it's
don't
really
know, I
fun
was
going back
playing-
down.
Getting over it.
Going back down once you got to the top is really fun because of the
I bet.
multi-dodge roll in the air. It's like you're basically
You know what?
flying.
I could see that.
So, because you'll be going back down to get those chests, I assume. You don't have to, of course, but sometimes there's good stuff in it.
Let's just leave one chest for later.
I mean, there's you can tell the quality of the chest. If it's just a regular brown chest, it probably doesn't
Yeah.
matter in the grand
True.
scheme. But
True.
you know what a more important chest looks like, so you don't want to miss that.
Oh yeah. The red chests.
Anyway, it's almost here. Oh, you might want to break that breakable over there, because that's a higher tier ore breakable.
Right.
You might get some nice iron. Tektite. Okay.
No iron here.
I think you just kind of got screwed.
Like
The
no
game
iron
was just
ever.
like, you don't need iron because Tektite's the higher tier ore for upgrading. So,
Right.
so if you can get everyone out of, actually, you know what? At some point you'll be able to. So one thing the game doesn't explain.
nest
Okay,
here.
so before you examine that, one thing the game doesn't explain, like not necessarily, is that you don't have to upgrade to max level before you reforge.
Nice home.
Interesting.
So you can, if you can get through the game on the level 1 weapon,
Right.
you just reforge to the next tier without upgrading it to the top to the max first. Save yourself some materials.
Adventurer
That's
wins.
pretty good to
Let's
know.
go.
Yeah, so you might be able to skip some required iron if the next tier reforge just requires Tektite. So anyway,
True. Nice. Let me just crouch
See.
down, pretend to be an egg, and just Dark Souls my way across into the next zone.
egg.
Maybe it's this one. Yes, I'm certain this nest belongs to the pterosaur we're looking for. The markings and shape of these eggs match. Is this where Father got captured? That's right, your father mentioned something about that. Anyway, how's an egg end up in the ocean from here? Maybe another pterosaur tried to steal it? It wasn't uncommon for saurians to fight one another in my time. I see. Well, my job here is done. Oh no. We're totally
Hey,
stealing
friend.
eggs, by the way. We need to get out of. No, it's okay. Oh. It's a wyvern. Is it thanking Hummel? Yes, that's what it looks like. I can't believe it. I guess it really was worried about its egg. Well, you can relax now. Your egg is safe and sound. Yep, it's Scraw. Hopefully next time you keep a closer eye on your eggs. Life elixir. Nice. I see. I accept this as payment. My goodness, Hummel. They're communicating with each other. Wow. That's amazing. This pterosaur knows Hummel is a good person. Hummel's a great person. Jesus.
I love this quest.
Egg delivery complete. Hummel's approval has increased. Essence stones. Nice. Bunch of nonsense.
Bird's like, here's payment for your delivery, sir.
Yeah. I'm
Read that recipe while you're in here.
bummed. There it is. Fish fry.
Yeah,
Not a,
fish fries where
singular,
you fry fish.
not a singular potato fry.
No.
Bad.
All right, yes, get to dodging. Get to multi-dodging. That chest looks like it could be a very important one. That's a yellow. Or a, like, marked chest. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Defense elixir. To the top. Back down to the elixir. Nice.
Now, the other chest is hopefully below, so you don't have to do any backtracking. Hopefully. I don't think it's up. I don't think you were able to go up there. Or maybe you were. Hang on. Camera? If you look to
No.
the left. Yeah, there's a path. I think? Or is it too high up?
That's how you get up originally.
Okay. All right then. Jump to it. Jump to it straight on. Yeah, maybe it's just right down here. Should be below you.
Yep. That's
There it is. Yep, way down
directly
there.
below me.
Way down. And we're good.
There we go.
Okay. Oh, there's one more. Didn't even see it. Hopefully it's down here. No, that might have been the one I was thinking of.
No.
pretty high up. Yeah. Just ignore all the enemies.
Yeah. Oh well.
Come on.
Right, so you've been playing Octopath 2, or if you finished it?
I've been playing a lot of Octopath 2. You should grab that. You should grab that ore as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to. You're an eyeball on that chest.
Yeah, so this is the one I was thinking of, and I said maybe it's to the left. So just climb to the top of this. And,
I don't know if I want to go down for that
here.
ore.
No, you're fine. Just climb to the top of this, and then the chest is just jump and dodge across from here. I think it'll work because you can land on the
Rude. So rude.
So once you get back up there, you can see you can just jump and then constantly roll at those vines, and you'll catch them.
This is so rude.
Easy enough to get back up.
Where's my Deku leaf when I need one?
I mean, you have one. It just requires you lose a little bit more height, but you do have a Deku leaf.
Unfortunate. Oh well.
Yeah.
Not
Not every glider mechanic can be Deku leaf.
Dang. Yeah, so how's Octopath 2, the story-wise?
It is incredible. I love it. So, the stories, the individual stories in Octopath 1 were maybe a little on the bland side, with
like
the exception of the dancer's story. In this game,
right, I remember that one being pretty good.
In this game, all of the stories at least have something going on that makes me interested.
Right.
And now a lot of people, I think, are saying that the dancer story in this one might be the blandest.
That's unfortunate.
But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it because of how much of a contrast it is to the other ones.
Right.
Because it's very low stakes compared to the rest of them.
Yeah.
Bye. Be gone.
Yeah, just I don't see the harm in like explaining the. Yeah, I think if you go over there. And then climbing this, and then looking for your opportunity, because you're basically on the opposite side of the map now from it. But you have to be high up. So I think that was the problem, is that it was at the top, but you needed to walk around.
Well, I didn't mean to do that. But I'm gonna off this wall real fast.
So you can do what you wanted. You just need to be at the correct angle.
Yeah.
So don't be on that edge of the vines. Climb on and then go to that side. And then when you dive, it should.
Hair trigger.
Yeah. There you go. And then hold forward. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I don't see the harm in explaining the chapter 1s for each individual character, because that's kind of that's not spoilers. That's like the hook, right?
Yeah, it's the hook that gets you in there.
All right. So I'll explain the order I went in. I chose the hunter to start because I chose the hunter to start.
Now, before we
Octopath 1.
get into
Yes.
that, are they the same characters, or
No.
like the same, like not the same characters, but like the same classes?
You unequipped something, by the way.
Yeah.
I think they're the same classes. Let's see. Hunter, thief, scholar, cleric, apothecary,
Hunter, thief,
merchant,
scholar, cleric,
apothecary, merchant, dancer, warrior.
and
Yeah,
warrior.
they're all the same.
Yeah.
They are all the same.
Switch.
And they've overhauled some things. I'll get to that. But to start, I chose the hunter in the first game, so I chose the hunter again here because I wanted to see what they did differently.
Right.
Right?
Makes sense.
And so the hunter's story is you're on this like island that's a bit isolated from the rest of the world. And apparently every 400 or so years there's a big calamity that happens.
Okay, so I guess
And
it's
you're-
Ys.
And you're tasked with oh yeah, you can't just do this. You're tasked with basically going around the world and finding the guardians that will fend off the attack.
Right.
Oh, that was the thing. That was the good chest.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Dang.
That was worth it. Goodbye, athletes. Right? We have the better version. So yeah, that's the hunter's premise, right?
Right.
A hunter, like as a class, largely, I mean, individual skills have changed, but the class mechanic of being able to capture monsters and use them as essentially summons in battle is still there.
Cool.
But they fixed it. So I never used that mechanic ever in Octopath 1 because once you use a summon, it goes away after one time.
Really? Like it's their one-time use?
They were one-time use. You had to recapture them every time you wanted to use them again. It wasn't fun. So basically, the only time I ever used the summon mechanic was to summon the hunter's companion creature that was always there and didn't go away, right?
Right.
In Octopath 2, they don't go away anymore.
Nice. That's good.
Oh, before you do this, go cook some food. I just want efficiency in your movement, because
Equip some
otherwise
food,
you'll have to come back here later to give Mishi food. So, did you make it already? Because you got a new recipe?
Oh. Right.
Yeah, so go back to town real quick and cook a couple of those, if you can.
Yep.
And you can. All right. Oh, and you also make a quiche. I don't know if you ran out of that.
Did.
Alright.
Please, have
You don't
some.
need to do one really, but okay. Now you go back there because just the path through there takes you past the Mishi. So
Right.
it's like right in this room. Yeah, it's like at the end of this room. All right. So yeah, your summons don't go away anymore. Fantastic. Now they're actually worth using.
Good. Yeah. Right.
Yes, let's go.
Oh, your quest is here.
Oh
She's just at the end
no,
of the room, so
beetles.
that's good. Yeah, look at them. Look at them with the wiggly arms.
The
They're wiggling at you.
beetles. They're terrifying.
As they advance slowly upon you, wiggling. Okay, so that's the hunter, right? Go find the Guardians of Legends and bring them back. All right, sure. That's pretty
capture the
standard as far as
Pokemon.
stories go, right? Go capture the Pokemon. Yeah, go capture the legendary Pokemon. All right, it works. How will it unfold, right?
Right.
What sort of? Okay, pretty standard premise. Like, I don't hate it. Moving on. Who did I grab next? Apothecary, I think. Apothecary's whole deal is amnesia plot.
Oh boy.
She's lost her
Our
memories. She's lost her memories, and the group of oh hey, nice, you did need that one. Oh no, those were both new. The one that you made more of you already had, but it's fine.
It's Mishi. We have food. Because I don't know what to give you to show my gratitude. Drugs are usually good. Or ceremonial
Or the
urns?
Aeolus urn. What?
It's a ceremonial urns that you found. Oh, I know.
Yeah, I mean, so that's an East item.
That's an East item.
You might remember what that does, and if you don't, it'll tell you when you hover over it.
Money for running.
No.
No. I bring you
So
fortune.
what do you want to get rid of here? You don't want to get rid of the Eagle Eye Orb.
Oh, if I'm
Grip
not
Gloves
climbing.
is useful on vines only.
Yeah.
So you could just swap out the dash speed with the climbing every time you need to use it. Yeah.
Track dropped items.
And now I no longer have to yell at you to go pick up your drops because
Oh, I should unequip them immediately then. Oh well. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh well.
Okay. Yeah, so Apothecary, lost her memories, so, work to get them back. That's that. And then the thing is that the clothing she's wearing is from a well-known group of apothecaries that apparently has a really bad reputation at the moment in certain areas of the world. So, that's the hook. What happened?
Why does everyone hate me? What?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Pretty standard amnesia plot, but with an interesting twist.
It's pretty cool.
Yep. Who do I do next? I don't know if I need to go in order here, but Warrior is like what was chapter 1? He's the prince of a nation that's very warlike.
Right.
Right? And his father is getting old and wants to choose a successor. Him or his brother. His brother is a general in the army and is very much like, yeah, war.
Right.
And he's
as
like,
you would.
not so much that, right?
Makes sense.
And then it's a pretty standard trope of brother
War brother and
takes the
peace
throne by
brother.
force, kills the father. He gets exiled.
Exiles the brother.
Your character gets exiled, and now has to go. He has to get the band back together to go and retake the throne from his brother.
Okay. Good old.
All right, pretty standard plot.
Yep.
But that one maybe is a little on the weaker side unless the later chapter, twists come in. But as far as hooks go,
Yeah.
it's fine. I don't hate it. But yeah, that one's probably a little on the weaker side. Merchant.
I know this one, but
You know this one?
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I'm like,
Like-
yep, I actually kind of like it.
Yeah, the merchant's pretty good. So the son of a guy who bought a plot of land that had a silver mine on it. They build up a town.
Think Gold
And then
Rush, basically.
It's like it's very much like mid 1800s style town. Like the Warrior's like a very Eastern style town, and
Right.
this they just do this sort of thing. But it's like a very 1800s style Gold Rush kind of town, but it's for silver. That doesn't really
Silver
matter.
Rush.
What matters is the town sees a huge amount of prosperity, and then we fast forward to present day, and the town is very decrepit. What's going on? Oh, it turns out there was a clause in the contract that the guy's dad bought the land from that said, "Hey, I can buy this back at any time
For the price I sold it to you.
for the same price." It's like, okay, well, and then so he, is incredibly greedy. So he buys the town back and starts taxing the crap out of people until they can hardly afford to live. And so the town goes to shit. And then he eventually has had enough, goes to confront the owner.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, who's the owner? Oh, it's the guy who bought the land with your dad.
Yep.
Surprise, that clause in the contract wasn't there originally. We snuck it in later to steal the land from you. So now the story is, well, okay, well, what's up with that? Gotta go find the guy and confront him. Okay.
Right.
Interesting plot. Because what?
Makes sense.
It's definitely not a setting that gets gone off.
Yeah, the old loop contract gets screwed over, and then
Oh yeah, and later in the story, you're probably not there yet. I don't know how you have the game.
No, I
Okay, so you-
watched someone check the game out.
Oh, okay. later in the story, I'm not gonna do any specifics, but it like involves intellectual property rights and stuff, and it's like, huh? That's not a normal RPG story. This is cool. So I won't get into more.
Right.
Start getting into spoiler territory, but like it's cool. Who's next?
So we did merchant, we did hunter, we did
Dancer.
apothecary.
Let's go with Dancer.
Let's go with
Dancer.
yeah.
The one that people don't like for some reason. It's like a very simple small town girl wants to be a dancing star like her mother. Now, I summed it up like that, and that's all there is to it so far. I mean, you know, in the later chapters, there's some weird background plots going on, but like that's the premise. Like sometimes something simple like that can do just fine.
Yeah.
It's how it's presented, right? It is incredibly simple as a premise, but like the character is pretty well written. As far as these things go, it's like I start thinking about well-written characters, and I'm like, yeah, you're just never gonna get a reachable status, so it's good as far as games go.
Yep. Bye dinosaur.
Yeah, gotta love it.
Deleted.
But yeah, it's a very pleasant story in contrast to all the conflict-filled ones. That's why I think it's a nice contrast and I enjoy it.
Understandable.
Like I don't even think Chapter 2 had a boss fight. That's what I'm saying. Like, just like
Interesting.